Hey Carl, great questions. First, let's talk about the individual option being offered around the world. As you know, we're making a rapid transition from quite a few different Ford Focuses around the world to one. As we go to Global One Ford, it's important that we have a 4-door, a 5-door, an ST that we're going to offer in the US as well as Europe. All of those are very important steps in creating a very solid point of view for the brand. As we get a solid point of view for the brand, we've also got to be able to offer, I think, as we get to options and different ways that customers can customize the cars, I think a very similar type of option in Europe and the United States. We're working through that. We haven't formalized it yet, but please stay tuned. To your second question, when will we see the next generation of design language evolving past kinetic? Well, it's going to be on a number of cars. You'll start to see hints of that with the next generation Mondeo Fusion, which we'll talk about at the appropriate time, but that's the one I would keep my eye on. Okay, Mario, great question. How will global taste be satisfied by one kinetic design theme? Well, the good news is that our customer base around the world is starting to funnel towards similar taste. We're finding increasingly that Americans are more interested in 5 doors than they used to be. So in addition to the 4-door sedan, we will start to sell 5 doors in the United States. Globally, we're also finding that Europeans and markets in Asia Pacific are very interested in 4 doors, particularly with the Focus. As we got to a really sleek 4-door sedan, we think that's going to resonate very, very well in the European and Asia Pacific markets. So that is, I think, probably going to help us to get to one design language for products that we sell internationally. And by those, I mean products that range from, at the bottom end of the spectrum, something like a KA, right up to what would be our international flagship, Mondeo, or Fusion as it's called in the United States. Now, will that design language apply itself to trucks? Will it come on Mustang? Will it start to find its way into all sorts of commercial vehicles? No. We don't sell F-150 in a global market. We sell it predominantly in the Americas. That will continue to have its own design language. Mustang is an icon in itself. We will also only have a Mustang design language. And as we approach what is a very exciting time, 2014, 50th anniversary of Mustang, you can feel the weight on the design team's shoulders that we get this thing right. So it's going to be a very exciting car and have very little to do with kinetic. Derek, great question about two-tone paint jobs. The answer is, well, yeah, sometimes. Look around at the marketplace. There are two-tone paint jobs out there. In the United States, we have the Flex, which has a different color roof than the lower. If you look at other cars in the market, like Mini, very often they'll have a different color roof section than they do to the lower. Predominantly, two-tone paint over the last 30 or 40 years has been used in pickup trucks. We're exploring that with the next generation F-150. Don't expect to see it anytime soon in mainstream international product design for passenger cars, though, because we think that's probably just a little on the retro side. Okay, Dave, thanks for the probably hardest question that everyone's asking. You're not the only one to ask. Where does Mustang go from here? Look, approaching 50 years of Mustang, how exciting is that? 64 and a half, 65, that was the absolute greatest Mustang, which was the original. 66, 67, those were great. Everything was on track until about 1969 with Mustang. We went through some bleak years with Mustang, but everybody hung on because it was a fantastic nameplate. We got the car back up on the tracks, I like to say, in 2005, and that was a big hit because we created a nice balance between retro cues and modern styling. 2010 drove that message home even more, but now we can't simply do an evolution of the 2005, 2010 cars. With 2014 approaching, we have got to take a jump forward. We can't lose the Mustang DNA, which is really important, but we've got to signal that Mustang has got another 50 years of life left in it. In order to do that, we're going to have to take a bit more of a stretch with the car, bring all of our Mustang faithful along with us, and I would be lying to you to say that's not a daunting challenge, but the good news is we've got a design team that's up for that challenge, and we're on it. So stay tuned. approaching 2013, you'll see a very cool Mustang. Finally, Calgary. Good question about the Panther platform going out of production. Will this see the demise of American-style vehicles? No, I don't think so. If you look at the vehicles that we currently offer in the United States, we've got the Mustang that ranges everything from the V6 up to the Shelby 500. We've got the F-150 trucks, and those go right up to the Raptor. That's pretty American. And as well, I would point out the Taurus, which I think is a quintessentially American take on a big D-size platform. Now, I realize it's not body on frame, it's fuel efficient, it's doing a lot of things that the old Panther platform couldn't do, but that car to me looks quintessentially American. It's one of the reasons that Esquire magazine named it Car of the Year last year, because they thought it had an American swagger that probably most European cars don't have. There will be more cars in that vein coming, but they will be for specifically American markets.